not understanding where the fuck George is.
I don't know where George is.
Kelly,
well, I thought he went to Miami. You told me he went to Miami. With
2 days ago, I told you he went to Miami, right?
Well, why is your story that you're telling me is different than what you're telling these people? Who are you?
This is the exact moment when Stephen's girlfriend, Kelly, exposed the evil truth he was hiding from everyone. In early 2022, George Diaz Johnston, a prominent LGBTQ advocate and brother of former Miami Mayor Manny Diaz, was reported missing on January 7th. The next day, his body was found in a Jackson County landfill. Investigators determined that he had been strangled and his body had been disposed of in the trash at his home in Tallahassee. He was someone who tried to help those in need. One of those people was Stephen Yinger, a man with a criminal history, attempting to put his life back together. George's kindness may have cost him his life. Stephen serves as a reminder that sometimes first impressions are spot on. This case should remind us that while judging someone for past mistakes is wrong, there are times when doing so might save a life.
Kelly, is there a TV in the living room?
Yeah.
No.
Where'd it go?
The only TV I have is the one that you gave me.
Why would you want one?
There was no TV in the living room, Kelly.
Oh, we don't watch a TV either. And then
No.
That's weird.
We stayed in the bedroom Wednesday night, Kelly.
Kelly, you remember a TV being in the living room?
Yes, there's a big fucking TV. There's always been a big TV.
Yeah.
Since the day I met you. Then I come over there, we sat down on the couch and watched it. You know it is, right? What's your problem?
The only TV that's ever been in the living room is yours, and that was only.
Where'd it go?
Right. It's in the bedroom.
Wednesday night when you were over there, you heard
So the big 50s, George's TV that's always been there is still there in
the
the house.
one that you gave me.
Yeah, I gave you a TV.
Right.
Yeah, as far as I know, there's still a TV in your room.
Yes.
Okay, where's the other one?
There is no other TV.
There's never been a TV in
No.
the room. I imagine that. Yes or no? I
Kelly,
imagine.
why are you doing that?
Doing what? There's always been a
Because
TV.
I left you at the motel?
No, I'm not understanding why there's been a TV. I'm not understanding where the fuck George is.
I don't know where George is.
Kelly,
Well, I thought he went to Miami. You told me he went to Miami. With
2 days ago, I told you he went to Miami, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you notice how Stephen leans on manipulation, invoking Kelly's name, tossing in a right as if agreement can rewrite facts?
Came to my house and said, I got good news. George just told me that I'm going to Miami to go with his husband. They're rekindling their thing. How come Don hadn't seen him, George?
I'm trying to cover for him. I don't know where he's at. I don't know.
Well, why is your story that you're telling me is different than what you're telling these people? Who are you?
Hey, Kel. When you were over at the house Wednesday night, you spent the night after hearing the good news Tuesday night. You, you heard a phone ring?
Yeah.
In the living room?
Yeah. George's phone was on the thing. We found it.
There's never been no phone there, Kelly.
Are you fucking kidding me? We picked it up. We realized it was George's phone that he left. And we set it back down. Yeah. You know that.
No.
Listen, I know I'm sitting here telling these police officers what happened and what you told me where George was. I don't know what you're telling them.
Exactly the truth.
Listen,
I haven't seen him since Tuesday.
Okay.
I haven't seen him since Tuesday.
Okay. Well, I don't understand why these police officers are telling me that the story that you've told me about where George was, went to Miami and stuff like that, that is not.
And I told him 2 days ago. I told him that he was in Miami.
Kelly, does George often let you guys use the car?
Yeah.
BMW?
Yeah.
What about his credit cards?
No.
Would that
I've
be?
never known George to let us use a credit card.
Okay.
His car, yeah, we've always been able to.
Has Steve ever mentioned, hey, George just let me use his debit card
No.
to the tune of $800 over the course of a couple days?
No.
Okay. All right. And while you're in here, I want to ask you. I guess he got you a new phone on, remember what day that was?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Because like on Monday he went to go get one with your Cash App, couldn't get one.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday he went and got one, paid for by George, and you guys have communicated since then, right?
Who? Me.
You and Steve.
Yeah, we talk every day.
Okay. Why aren't there any text messages? Why don't you have the text messages on your phone anymore? Why did you delete those? Yeah.
Probably because like there's me asking him to get his tune for me.
And you was worried we'd see those?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not good. Thank you for coming here and talking to us.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask.
Home.
Yeah.
No.
Will's gonna ask you some stuff about your phone and some consent and whatnot.
I'm ready to go home.
Okay. Will you ask her about that?
If there's anything else, like, I'm ready to go home, or...
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I feel you. And hey, she's ready to go. Maybe ask her for consent. If she says no, that's fine. I don't necessarily want to see it.
Kelly walks out, but her words stay. The room grows heavier with the weight of contradictions. Yet neither Stephen nor the detective dares to unpack them. The detective, perhaps intentionally, allows it. But Stephen doesn't try to clean up the mess. He simply turns away from it. A guilty man, caught in his own web, choosing silence over salvation.
What barbershop do you go to?
His and hers.
Where's that at?
South Adams.
Had some cash in your pocket while you were there, didn't you?
Yes.
People saw you with a lot of cash. Now, I don't know how much a lot is, but people saw you, said you spent some money. You had some money. You were flashing some money.
Splashing money?
Well, that's what I heard. I hate using that term because it sounds, I don't know, kind of old school.
No.
But you were there Wednesday or Thursday?
Yes.
Have you deleted anything off your phone?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
In the last couple days?
Yeah.
What?
Messages to Vandal.
Messages to George? Okay. You know how we keep, because I get something stuck in my head, I can't get it out. Those messages from that Tuesday where he was on the sofa and he asked you to get weed even though that you were 20 feet away in the bedroom. You hit delete on those. Why'd you hit delete on those?
I didn't hit delete on those. They're on my phone.
Okay.
Kelly just looked, and the officer last night looked at them.
And the reason I say that is, how's that first search the phone? Our tech should be in, hopefully, 45 to do the search. You have the dash A's, all that shit on there. This bill phone since you got it. He was kicking you out. Y'all got into a fight.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, we didn't.
I promise you that you did. You got into a fight.
No, we didn't.
He was kicking you out.
No, he was not.
His words say otherwise. You hadn't paid him rent, utilities. You snapped. On Monday, he's kicking you out. He's giving you an ultimatum. You got to get your shit straight. Make plans. You're telling him that you're gonna move to Firefly. The guy that on Monday is so upset with you that he wants you out because you're not paying rent. You went and used $800 of his money on top of that. Did you think he was gonna let you stay after that? Probably not, right?
He gave me permission to use that card. He gave me permission to use his car.
Okay, I get you. To go put gas in the car. But those messages I just read, he's mad because you're not paying rent. He wants you out. Any rational person is going to say, I'm not going to overuse this card or his goodwill, because I want to see on his good side so I don't have to move out. Do you see that, Stephen? That if this is your friend and you're trying to stay on his good side, you're trying to do right by him so he will let you continue to live at that house on Latchford Avenue, you wouldn't have drained that account. Unless you didn't expect him to come home. You're gonna go down for murder.
I didn't kill nobody. I didn't do nothing to him.
Happened.
I've done nothing to him. I swear I've done nothing to him.
And you panicked. Now's the time to tell me.
I've done nothing to him. Nothing.
Okay.
I've done nothing to him.
You know what a blue blazer is?
A blue blazer?
Yeah.
Like a car?
No, God, I wish it was. Around here, blue blazers is a case that detectives get assigned. And it's because people on the 3rd floor, command staff, chief's office, they believe that whatever it is super important and it has to be jumped on now. We have to put all our resources towards it. Sometimes, depending on where you work in the department, that blue blazer is, I don't know, the mayor's daughter calls because her neighbors are playing the stereo too loud every night and something has to be done because, by God, it's the mayor's daughter. Up here in this office, our blue blazers are usually a little more important. But somebody at City Hall, somebody on the 3rd floor gets a burr in their ass about, I don't know, something to do with crimes of violence, and it becomes our problem and we have to deal with it. And they breathe down our necks until we get it done. This case will turn into a blue blazer because of who his brothers are. Ex-mayor, a football coach. Oh, did I mention he's got a sister that's like an FBI agent too? Yeah. So don't you think that probably by tomorrow morning, an ex-mayor, a football coach, FBI agent are going to be calling the chief's office, demanding action. And then once it hits the media that ex-mayor's brother, football coach's brother, has disappeared, it's going to become a priority. It's going to become a priority. It won't just be this agency, it'll be a whole bunch of agencies. George is still alive. What did you think he was going to say to you when he comes back and finds out that you spent $800 of his money?
He told me I could use the card.
No.
He told me I could use the card. He told me, when he handed me the cards, he said, there's $800 on the card. You need to put gas in the car and try to find some weed.
Okay.
I said, okay.
Gotcha. Alright. Gas in the car, try to find some weed. You leave with the card. You put gas in the car.
Mm-hmm.
You do all those other things
Mm-hmm.
with the card. But you don't find any weed. That's fine. You didn't try. But again, I know he told you to use a card. He said use it to put gas in the car and to find some weed. He didn't say go spend $200 on Kelly's cell phone. He didn't say spend $200 to buy clothes. He didn't say start making withdrawals from my account.
He didn't say I couldn't.
Stephen, right now my eyes are closed because I'm trying to lock that in memory because that is the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
What do you mean?
He didn't say I couldn't.
And that's not the first time he's let me use the card either.
Right. Did you ever use his card and spend $800 in a day or two? Before? He didn't say I couldn't. Sounds like something my son would say. Shit, that's beautiful.
There are points where Detective Roberts drops the professionalism, and you can actually notice him roasting Stephen.
So, I
don't know what you're laughing for.
So he didn't say that you couldn't, but what did you think he was going to say when, because bear in mind, This is Tuesday. If what you're telling me is true, you don't even know he's left the house. You don't know he's missing. You don't know he's left the house yet. But you're already blowing through everything he's got in that account. On Tuesday, you don't know he's even missing yet.
He told me how much money was in there.
Right. I don't think that was an invitation to spend all of it. I think what he meant was buy some gas and get some weed, like he told you. I don't think he meant use my card for everything you want to use it for and take all my money out of my account, buying clothes and phones for Kelly and doing withdrawals. I mean, shit, bro. The 2 things he told you to do, you only did one of them. He's like, hey, put some gas in the car and buy some weed. And then you disappear by your own account for like 10 hours. Then you come back. I'm sure you put gas in the car. Looks like you did. But you didn't even get any weed. And you burned through his account like you didn't think that he was going to be there ever again, because you just burned through everything. You burned through everything. I can't impress upon you enough. This is your opportunity. I'm sorry.
I don't need no opportunities.
Okay.
I haven't done anything.
Understood.
Thank you.
I've had something very similar that's happened before, except it was a husband and wife kind of thing. And the wife went missing, and the husband said that she left him and just left a car, left the property and everything. Well, about 2 months later, her body showed up. It turned out he actually killed her, and he was using her credit cards and all kind of stuff like that. And that's the reason this is, well, yeah, but that's the only person we got right now saying that is you. So, and I'm sure investigator Roberts is extremely good homicide investigator. But the problem now is if someone's harmed this guy, everything's gonna be focused on you right now.
I know, but I haven't done anything to this man.
Well, what you need to do is, I'm gonna go. I've got some breakfast bar things that may help you. Try to rack your brain about anybody that will harm him, or how maybe anywhere he went to, how we could find him if he's ran off and he's hiding, which I don't think he is. I think something really bad has happened to him. Because people don't leave their phones. Because I don't leave my house without a phone. That's just human nature now. Anywhere you go, you got a phone in your pocket or your hand or in your car or something. Nobody leaves without their little device. And whenever somebody leaves the device, either if they leave it for a short time, they forgot it. They come back and get it. But if it's left behind, either it's left behind because they can't come back and get it, or they don't want to come back and get it because they know you can be tracked. So that's usually, and the reason you can't is if you're dead or you're being held captive or something somewhere. Let me go get you a cereal bar. I don't know if I got any water left.
Watch how this detective uses food as a peace offering. But even that does not work.
I came in here because I'm kind of a different mindset of Detective Roberts. Okay. He's pretty convinced, as I'm sure you could tell through your interview with him, he's pretty convinced that you're the one that did this. Okay.
Did what?
Had something to do with George going missing. Other than Kelly being in here, you see anybody coming and running to your defense? No. And that's not going to change. Because like I said, I don't think that you were the mastermind of this. I don't think you wanted any of this to happen, but it's happened, and we are where we are.
I don't know what happened.
And whenever we find whoever else was involved in this, you can bet your ass, first thing they're going to do is they're going to say it was Stephen. It was Stephen's idea. Stephen planned the whole damn thing. Okay. That's why we're trying to tell you the stuff you're telling us ain't lining up, man. Because here's the thing, okay? One way or another, because George is missing under very suspicious circumstances, okay? And when you walk out of this room today, if George is dead somewhere, and we find George's body, and we determine that, or a medical examiner reviews, checks the body and determines that George has died of a homicide.
I wish I would stop saying he's dead.
I'm not saying that he is dead. I'm saying if all this happens, Detective Roberts doesn't believe that. He thinks this was your idea, this was your plan, this is what you wanted to happen. I don't think that's the case. I think you're upset because you didn't want this to happen. I think somewhere in your heart, you liked George, you cared for him, y'all might have had differences, y'all may have argued, but y'all were still, at some point in time, friends. But the only way to get that weight off your chest and to give a reasonable explanation as to how this all happened is if you talk to me, okay?
I don't know anything.
Stephen, I'm
I
telling you.
don't know nothing.
The only way to avoid that is for you to tell us what happened.
I don't know what happened,
Yes,
and I don't know
Stephen,
nothing. I don't know
stop,
anything.
Stop. Okay. You can sit here and you can try and
I'm done with that shit, man.
You can try and convince yourself of that all day long.
I'm done with that shit. I'm tired of arguing with y'all motherfuckers, man.
I'm not
This shit is
arguing with
fucking
you.
stupid, man. Y'all are trying to railroad me because I fucking use his car?
No, we're not trying to railroad
This
you
shit's
because you
stupid.
used his car.
He vents, rants, whines, and then calmly chomps a candy bar.
I don't think you ever intended for anything like this to happen. It's like I said, I don't think you're a bad guy. But until we get the explanation of what happened, guess what? We're gonna find a dead body. We're gonna have a medical examiner tell us that it was death by homicide. And since you haven't told us anything about what happened, it's going to come back to you. And when it hits the newspaper, and believe me, it will. If it doesn't hit a fucking Dateline NBC, this don't end up on 48 Hours, if it don't end up on Cold Case Files, if it don't end up on every news network across the country, I'll be a surprised man. And guess what? Your picture will be posted on that newspaper. It will be posted on that video. It will be posted everywhere. And they're gonna say, Stephen was a cold-blooded killer. And he lied to the police. And he went and he stole this man's money. I want to get George's body back to his family. I want to get George's family the peace of knowing where he is at.
I don't know where he's at.
Then you know who does.
No, I don't. It's my last time saying it.
I think you're trying to convince yourself of that.
It's my last time saying it.
You can tell me that all day.
He refuses to talk until his next interview. Give it time. Right now on my Patreon, you can watch the most shocking interrogation you'll ever see by far. What happens in this interrogation room is certainly not suitable for YouTube, and it will leave you completely shocked. Go to patreon.com/Stranger Stories Plus to watch it, plus many other Patreon exclusive videos.
Get the car back.
Which hand?
Which what?
Which hand you want? Not like I'll just pick.
Yeah.
Scoot over top. Sit down. I'm actually watching him and the cameras are not working. So I just gotta stand here and watch you. Alright.
So you really had nothing to do with this, huh?
No.
Okay.
And I just did what you told me to do. Last night you told me to get the car. And the tablets in there and everything.
Alright. Can't fault you on that. There's still so much weird stuff, and you can understand you using the card and all that. I get it. He told you that you could use it and whatnot.
No, you told me to go get the car.
No. I'm talking about the card. And everything. So you can see how that the hurdle that we got to kind of get through. But yeah, So all right. So I'm gonna try to get your phone back to you today. And we'll sort through all the rest of the mess as it comes up. Or just because there is so much weird stuff with just him trying to kick you out, using of the card and everything, which obviously that's gonna put yourself in my position. It looks suspicious. Anybody looking at this later on is gonna say, well, Stephen used his card. That's terrible. Can we clear all that up with like a lie detector test or something like that? You're cool with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
It's all right. So we'll make that happen. You understand? I've got it.
Detectives know how polygraphs don't hold in court, but they still choose to utilize this resource. It's a tool of pressure, not proof.
I've got to advise you to right skin before we do lie detector tests, or we talk about the car or anything like that. Okay. You want to talk about that, and you're still willing to, and you want to do the lie detector test?
Yeah, I guess.
I think we can get it done pretty quick. It won't keep you up here all day. So.
I have not been asleep in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
When I left here this morning, I went straight looking for the car.
Yeah. Well, they're getting a guy to come up here. It's a voice test. It's not where they hook you up to a machine necessarily. It's just a microphone. That's all it is. So they're getting a guy to come up here. I told him, I said he's gonna say yeah. I said, dude, last night was like, yeah, take my DNA, take my phone. I mean, he seems like he's doing everything he can. Okay, I know we just stopped talking a few hours ago. I know you remember this. I'm gonna read it to you again, just so that we can ask. You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be used against you. Huh?
I mean, can I get some sleep?
Yeah. They're not coming in here right now. It's going to be a while. So, all right, we'll do that. Can you tell me where you found the car at? That might help us.
The social on Old Bainbridge.
The what?
The social.
Apartment complex?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like that big one up there?
Mm-hmm. They got a gate that you have to go get to, so I had to wait for him outside the gate, and he pulled the car out the gate.
Right at the gate. Mm-hmm. So that's probably on camera then.
Absolutely.
Were you called him, or how did you know? How did you get a hold of him? Because he's inside the gate, you're outside the gate.
First, I tried to see if he was on the south side. He wasn't there. I went to off Pensacola Street. He wasn't there. So that's when I went to the social.
Mm-hmm. What were you doing? Just going around asking people for Muhammad? Who all did you ask?
I know the dude on Pensacola Street. I don't know how he knows him. That's where he told me to look.
Is that the guy at Palms West?
No. This is off Dixie Drive.
Mm-hmm. What was that guy's name?
I don't know his name.
Blackmail?
Yes, sir.
Did you talk to anybody else at the Blackmail?
Thanks to Stephen's storytelling, Muhammad Dayan got caught in the crossfire, and it would take 6 detectives to question Muhammad and clean up the mess.
And did he get Muhammad on the phone or something? Okay. Yeah. How did, once you got to social, how did you get in contact with Muhammad?
He just I tried to go into the gate,
Mm-hmm.
and I pressed the button, but it wouldn't let me in. So I pulled out and backed around, and then that's when I had seen him coming out the gate.
I'm assuming, were you at home this morning?
I walked from here and went home.
Okay. And then how did you get from home to this place on Dixie Drive, and then ultimately to the social?
The blue car.
Okay.
Stephen's still holding his ground, or at least pretending to.
as far as you know, everything that was in the BMW is still in the BMW.
So,
Somebody told me there was a laptop in the BMW.
yes.
Okay. Where did that laptop come from?
That's George's. It stays in there.
Okay. Does it ever come inside the house?
No, it's his work.
Work.
computer. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. You want to sleep if you want to. We don't have beds up here. If you want to lay on the floor, you can. If you want to prop up 2 chairs, feet up on the table, whatever you want to do.
Can y'all take me home and then come get me or something?
Well, I mean, right now, you're detained again because of the TWSR. I know. Let me ask you this, because I asked you to help us find out where the car was. I didn't say go get it.
Before.
Yeah.
Last night you said make sure you get that car tomorrow. That's what you said. You said make sure you get that car tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think I said that. That's not something
Somebody said make sure you get that car tomorrow.
I mean, a detective is not going to ask somebody else to go find a car that might be a crime scene and have biological, serological evidence.
It's not a crime scene.
We don't know that.
I'm sure y'all are searching it.
And have you go get the car, and regardless, you didn't bring the car to us.
I was going home.
You drove past us to get to.
I thought that's where I was supposed to take it home.
Okay. You were what? Were you going to contact us when you got home somehow? Or?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that we didn't discuss last night, or anything that you thought about, or anything that you want to come clean on because you were worried about drug activity, or I took this or I took that?
No.
Okay. And everything that you told us is, in the end, was 100% complete. True.
Yes, sir. I'm going to jail though.
You're going to line up with another stupid citation at the very least. So. I'm not a traffic guy. Actually, I don't know anything about your DWSR now, because it's been so many years since I've written a ticket. I don't know anything about your prior DWSR charges. And again, I'm not asking to incriminate. Have you gotten a ticket for DWSR before?
Just the one last night.
Okay. All right.
Hey, sir. Sir.
Yeah, are you calling?
Yes, sir. I was just because it's locked on my.
What do you need? Loosened up?
Just a little bit if you can.
Oh God, yeah, you did.
He got his handcuffs loosened and then dozed off, unbothered, unapologetic, and now almost unconscious. When someone accused of murder sleeps during an interrogation, it can indicate emotional detachment, psychopathy, or extreme stress disassociation. Some suspects disassociate so hard they go into shutdown, while others, like psychopaths or those with antisocial tendencies, may genuinely not feel guilt or anxiety.
Oh my God.
Detective.
Yeah.
Man, I don't feel good at all.
Feel sick? Like what?
Yeah.
Like vomiting sick?
Nauseous.
Okay.
And my head is banging real bad.
Do you want some Tylenol? Do you want an ambulance to come out here and check you out, or what would you like?
Man, if I'm just going to jail, can you just take me to jail? I mean, I don't.
Do you want to do the voice stress? Because you're not going to be more comfortable out of jail. I'm not sure if you're going to jail yet. Would you?
I just need some sleep, man.
Okay.
I can't.
Would you like me to have an EMT come?
Can you just take me home, or take me to jail, or something?
Let me go find out if they're planning on taking you home or where. Okay.
Because I don't want to do no stress test like this.
I gotcha. Understood. Okay. So the guy that's doing the voice stress is on his way up here. If he gets here in 10 minutes, if you feel like you can do it, do you want to do it and get it over with, or no?
I just want to go to sleep, man. If I'm going to jail, can you please just take me? Or if I'm going home, please just take. I'll do the stress test. I just need some sleep, please. Detective, please, let's let me get some sleep.
Imagine getting annoyed over a minor inconvenience when you're facing a murder charge. That's Steven. Steven's whole vibe is, yeah, I might have committed murder, but why aren't you being so mean about it? He's serving accused killer with hurt feelings.
Hey, I talked him into not taking you to jail because you've been through enough. We're gonna drive you home, okay? We're gonna.
Somebody please give me a ride.
Yeah, we're gonna give you a ride. Give you a ride. If you're okay with it, I'd like to collect like his shaving razor or something like that that might have his DNA on it. Are you fine with that? Okay. There was a shaving kit that was under the sink, from what I'm being told, of his house. Is that his shaving kit or yours?
It's mine.
The one with the actual shaving brush in it?
No, that's it.
That's his, okay, yeah. Alright, so if you're cool with that, we'll collect that, and I'll touch base with you. Your phone is down in property and evidence, and those people don't work on Sundays. So we got one that's gonna come in this evening. You want me to bring your phone by to you tonight? Okay, I'll do that. As soon as they get here and can get it, they had like a church function or something, so we'll do that, and I'll carry you back over there. But I guess the offense qualifies for jail, but you've been through enough. So give me a minute to get that squared away, and we'll give you a ride, okay? They're working on citation, and I'm working on a ride. How many times you threw up?
Just one.
Just from lack of sleep and nervousness and not eating?
Not eating.
You gonna eat when you get home? Okay. You gonna go to sleep?
Absolutely.
Okay, listen to me, I'm serious, because I get worried. Like, I know you had addiction issues and stuff. Don't let anxiety or anything like that, because, you know, this, like you're talking about, like, the only heartburn that we've had at this point, because you've been super cooperative and everything, is, you know, just the charges on the card. I'm not gonna belabor that or anything like that. That's just like the only sticking point. But like I said, I mean, if you'd done this, I mean, you would have been like, take my DNA, give me a voice stress test, you know, look through my phone, you know, all the stuff that we've done. So don't let the anxiety or stress over this push you into using or something tonight. Just get lots and lots of sleep, okay? I'll come and knock on the door loud, see if I can wake you up whenever we get the phone, you know, drop that off to you, because I know that, you know, you gotta have a way to talk to your people, so family and whatnot. So, all right.
The officer's just here for a quick thumbprint. And here's the request Stephen makes.
Can you ask them if they have like a piece of bread or a pack of crackers or something?
Piece of bread or some crackers or something?
Yeah.
Alright.
Then they'll be in just a minute to get you to get home, okay?
Are you hungry or thirsty or anything?
No, I just want to put my arms in the sleeve if possible.
You don't want no chips or anything? I don't know. If you do get hungry and you can go to the bathroom or anything, just holler out at me, alright?
I just don't understand, man. What y'all are making it so bad I can't even sleep in my own house, man.
Nobody said you couldn't sleep in your house?
Y'all tore my house to pieces, man, and there's police riding by my house every day. I mean,
I can tell you that...
Yeah, I'm telling you that it's happened every day.
I understand. I can tell you that we have not been telling anybody to drive by. Okay, nobody's been driving by your house intentionally or anything. We did go serve the search warrant on your house, but other than that, nobody's been hanging out around your house or anything like that. We were trying to find you to come bring your phone back the other day and you weren't there.
I've been working. A dude's been letting me do framing work for cash, man. I mean,
Hey,
I'm just...
I got you. I ain't saying that you were out, you know, gone for any other reason, but I'm just saying, you know, we tried to bring your phone back, you weren't there. I promise you.
So I'm walking down the street right now with a blanket and a pillow, and 100 police come out of nowhere. I mean,
I think one of the neighbors called because they saw you up under that stairwell. They thought you were breaking it, because I mean, you're wearing a ski mask, man.
it wasn't over my face.
I know, but you got it on your head.
It's cold. It's 20 degrees outside.
Listen,
probably.
I'm not saying you were wrong for doing it, but you got to understand, you know, you got somebody that's under a stairwell back behind a closed business with a ski mask on. That looks a little suspicious to some people. I ain't saying you're wrong for doing it, but
Am I gonna be able to make it to work in the morning?
I will do my best to try and make that happen. I don't know. I can't give you guarantees. Just hang out here. I'll be right back, alright?
Hey, Steven. Sorry, didn't mean to startle you.
What's up, Steven?
Wake up. This is Detective Bridges. I'm Detective Bennett.
You alright, buddy?
He was sleeping pretty good.
The female detective did actually raise her voice slightly higher to wake him, and something tells me she isn't really sorry for that.
You briefly saw me the other day on Sunday. I work with Detective Roberts. I know you've talked to him a few times. He's out, so we just want to talk to you a little more about George, because you know, he still hasn't been found. You want to take a minute and wake up a little bit? Okay, I need you to sit up, and I want to make sure you're alert for me. Okay. They read you your rights outside. You're still aware of your rights and your right to have an attorney and all that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So since you left on Sunday, what has happened since then? Nothing. Like where have you been? Because you haven't been staying at your house?
I stayed there until that morning. I left. A friend of mine has been letting me help him do some framing work for cash. I have been back to the house, but the police have been back and forth, in front of the house and stopping in front of the house, and I don't know.
How do you know that's been happening?
'Cause I've seen it.
Okay, so have you been staying nearby or walking or?
I haven't been staying there.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been walking. I mean, that's the only way I have to get around.
Okay. You haven't heard anything more about George or where he could be or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where do you think he could be at?
I have no idea. I talked to him Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly what the date was, but I told the investigator, and I guess he looked at my phone and seen.
Which Tuesday you were talking about? Yeah. It was this past Tuesday, right before we all started talking to you, right? Yeah. Okay, we know which day that was.
Like I told the other detective, he has alcohol and a drug problem. That's actually how we met. So.
What kind of alcohol does he usually drink? Do you know? You live with him, so.
Right. I don't know what the name of it is, but they're like little bottles.
Like little mini bottles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what the bottle looks like? Like, is it vodka, like clear liquid, or
it's a brown.
Like a brown one, like a whiskey or something?
Yeah, I guess. It's a brown bottle.
Okay.
They bonded over booze, apparently. Yet Stephen can't remember what George liked.
How long have you known George?
Since October.
October. And where did y'all meet again?
The Oxford House.
The Oxford House. Okay, that's where y'all both staying there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if I ask you some repeated questions, only because I didn't talk to you before, so I know some of the things you told Detective Roberts. I've spoken to him a little bit, but I just might, because I didn't ask you, so it's not in my memory, so I might have to re-ask you.
I'm new to this investigation, man. I'm just trying to figure things out. We really gotta find George, because is it unusual at this point?
Yeah, it's unusual.
What do you think could have happened to him?
I don't know.
Has he reached out to you?
No.
Has he
Y'all
tried?
have my phone.
Yeah, we were trying to give it back to you the other day, and you weren't at the house.
Like I said, I've been working.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Where are you doing framework at?
Right outside Woodville, going down Crawford Highway.
Okay. Is it like a house? You're helping with the house building and stuff? Okay. Alright, try to get some money. Have you been staying with that friend too, or?
No, I just.
Where you been laying your head?
Just wherever.
Like out on the streets? Okay.
Where you been staying at Elm Street?
Just
What
wherever.
side of town? Do you know what side of town?
Why haven't you been staying at the house?
Like I said, the police have been running by, and plus it's torn to pieces. The whole house is torn to pieces.
What you mean?
So I guess y'all searched the house or whatever.
It's tore up.
Like broken? Or like it's just messy?
Yeah, just everything is everywhere. Like all the closets are emptied out, and all the stuff is all over the floor, and it's.
So is it better to stay on the street or to sleep in the house?
I just.
You don't want
It just make it so uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like.
That's what I'm asking. So is it more comfortable for you to stay out
Yeah.
and sleep out at the hustler than to sleep in your house?
Yeah.
What's uncomfortable about it?
Like I said, the house is tore to pieces. There's stuff everywhere.
So who's gonna fix it?
I'm gonna have to at some point, but y'all, it won't leave me alone.
if this was you missing, you'd want us to do all these measures too.
And I understand that. I really do. I do.
You gotta understand, you're the last person to see George. Okay? So you're the last one to see him, so that's why we keep coming to you. Okay? If you were missing, you'd want us to put all this effort into
Yes, ma'am.
to the other person as well, okay? So, you know, I know it's frustrating, but we're here. This is where we're at. You know, it's been a long time that George has been missing.
Detectives are comparatively passive and even accidentally helpful to Stephen.
So I tried to get him some weed, but I couldn't. Dude said he didn't have none.
Who'd you try to get it from? Who'd you try to get it from? Is it the one that you gave the car to?
I'm
No?
not gonna answer that. I tried to get him some weed. I couldn't get him no weed. He said okay. I asked him if he could use the car. He said yeah, fine. Put gas in the car. I left. When I came back, I left. I hadn't seen him since.
Okay. Did you put gas in the car?
Yes.
Okay, where'd you put gas in the car at again? And I'm asking because I didn't talk to you that day. I know you went through a lot of this with investigator or Detective Roberts.
I don't remember exact time, man.
Was it still daylight? Was it nighttime?
It was nighttime.
Nighttime, so late that night?
The detective that I talked to, he knows all this. I
understand, but we have to go through it again.
Okay, well,
So he's out sick, so it's hard for us to get up and move him, you know. That's why he's not here. That's why we're here.
Yeah. So, you get back to the house and he's not there anymore. Okay. But he gave you permission to take the car and told you to get gas. Did you tell him that you couldn't get weed? That the guy was out? Okay. And you said you asked him if you could borrow the car? Okay. What was the whole thing about him going to Miami? Refresh my memory on that. Detective Roberts mentioned something briefly that you were telling people that George had went to Miami. What was this around that?
I didn't know if he was out relapse, drinking and whatever. And I just people were like, "Where's George?" So I was like, "I don't know. Maybe he went to Miami." I just didn't know what to say. I was really just trying to cover for him.
Okay. Who was all asking you? Were people coming by the house? Were they calling you?
Raheem.
Raheem. Okay, did he call or come by the house?
He called, and then he came by the house.
Do you remember which day he came by?
The day I did the police report.
The day that the police report came in?
Yes.
So like Friday?
No. The day that I filled out the statement for the police.
Okay.
What statement did you fill out?
When they were doing the missing person?
Mm-hmm.
The day that Raheem came and reported?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Did you report him this?
No.
No.
The police came to the house and asked me if I would fill out a statement.
Okay. So that was that same day is when
Yes.
Raheem came over?
Yes.
Was that the same day that Raheem called?
Yes.
Okay, so he didn't try to get a hold of you or George, or ask you about George before that day?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to get at, okay. Alright, did anybody else try to reach out before Raheem to try to find George?
The detectives seem more lost than the suspect himself, one breathing like he ran a marathon, and the other accidentally telling the suspect where the body was.
What did Raheem say when he came over?
he just asked me what was up with George. I said, I don't know. He asked me if he could come in. I let him come in. He said, can I look around? He looked around. That was it. When he was leaving, he was like, man, I think I need to do a police report, or report him missing. And I said, okay. I said, do you want me to come with you? And he said, no. I'm going to go to his ex-husband's house and talk to him. And then maybe 30, 45 minutes later is when the police came to the house and asked me if I would do the statement and asked me if they could look around the house. And I said, okay.
Okay. What about George's phone still being in the house?
I had never seen the phone. I called him 1,000 times, sent him a bunch of messages. That's it.
Why would Kelly say that she saw the phone in the house on Wednesday when she was over there with you?
I don't know.
And that it was ringing in the house?
When did things get weird?
There's a murder on the table, and two detectives who sound like they're more interested in a nap, and so is the suspect.
Steve, you gotta look at this.
I haven't done anything wrong.
I didn't say you did anything wrong, man.
I'm not talking about this anymore.
Okay.
I haven't done anything.
Well, George is dead.
George is dead, Steve.
We found George. George was murdered. We're trying to make sense of what could have happened.
I think I need a lawyer.
This was the moment the detectives should have hit pause, but they didn't. That's not just a bad look anymore. It's legally questionable.
I didn't do anything.
The man didn't deserve this.
What do you think happened?
How did he die?
He was killed.
I don't want to talk anymore. I need a lawyer.
Stephen Yinger was charged with first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, grand theft of a motor vehicle, grand theft, and criminal use of personal identification information. In December 2023, he was handed a life sentence for first-degree murder by a Leon County jury, along with several 60-month sentences for his other charges. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of content and want to support the channel, there is a Patreon link in the description below. You'll be able to watch videos with 0 ads and some that are too controversial for YouTube, and you'll be supporting the channel at the same time. Thanks again for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next video.